You're listening to the Dude What podcast, where we review bad media and have a laugh while enjoying beer with your host, Harry and Tomo. Enjoy the show.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Dude What podcast. I'm your host, Tomo, and as always, I'm joined by my best friend and co-host, Harry. How you doing, bro?
Hey, man. I'm doing well, thanks.
Good, yeah. Man, good. How's things been? How's your week been?
Yeah, pretty good.
Good to hear.
So one thing I'll say, like, straight up, I edit these pretty badly shortly after we record them. I've been listening through some of the episodes, and especially the last one. We sound pretty out of it, mate.
Yeah, I will agree as well.
I'm sorry, everybody. We sometimes we record these and it's pretty late. I think last week it was the Coronas as well.
Yeah, and also it didn't help that I was at work. Yeah. And then I came home to then I was doing this and then drinking, and
yeah,
it just wasn't a great combination of being tired and drinking.
I bought a box of Coronas and we literally just worked our way through them.
Yeah, because exactly the same today. I finished work, came, did this, but obviously we're drinking, but not to the extent like last time. I
was going to say, though, what was quite funny, and in the episode, when you have a few to drink, you definitely hear your Scouse accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes through.
Yeah, for a lot of people that didn't know, I'm from Liverpool.
Yeah.
You don't really tend to guess it with my accent. I've had people think I was South African. People think I was, like, Canadian. That was quite funny.
Yeah, I used to get that.
Yeah,
I used to get the
really
Canadian.
Funny.
Or Australian.
Yeah. But it's quite... I've got a strange accent, as in, like, mine's... I don't know. I don't really know what mine is.
Yeah, because I've
been to 6 schools, moved different areas.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You've, like, been around loads of different areas and stuff. Obviously, like, you were in Liverpool for a while, so you sort of got the base of that.
Yeah.
But then I guess you, like, picked up all different accents from, like, around... places.
Yeah, because then I lived in like Cheshire, and I lived Evesham, and then I went to Pershore, and then I went to Evesham, and then I went to Liverpool, and then I went to Pershore, then I went to Evesham, and then Pershore. I've had a lot of moving around. I'd make friends at school. My parents would be like, "Come on, we're moving." I'd be like, "What? I just made friends."
But yeah, so I guess that's where it comes from. But yeah, when you have a few to drink, you definitely like revert back to your Scouse.
Yeah,
it comes through.
Yeah.
So, sorry about that, everyone. That was pretty bad. That being said, we have had a few tonight.
Yeah.
So, if there's any slurring or anything like that,
then we do apologise.
Yeah, that's definitely what that is.
But anyway, man, how's your week been?
Yeah, so, not a whole lot. Like, I have done some cool things, but one of the funniest things that happened to me this week was I was leaving home. I haven't told you this yet, so
no.
I was leaving work the other day, and I got a motorcycle, and it was a nice day, so I wore my jacket still, obviously, like always wear your gear, but I had it like open somewhat.
Safety first.
Yeah, I had it like open somewhat, not crazy, and I was wearing like just a short sleeve shirt underneath because it was like nice weather. I was going down the road, and all of a sudden I felt like sharp needle pain in my arm on my right arm going, and then it went all the way up, sort of in like dots, all the way up to like under my armpit.
It's like something like it must have been like a bee or something landed in your sleeve.
Literally,
sounds like it.
It hurt so bad, and I was like, "Whoa!" like, what? What's going on? But obviously, I'm riding a bike. I can't just like shake my arm off or something. So I have to just sort of keep going, and I'm thinking that there is a thorn in my jacket because
typical.
Yeah, I wear it a lot. I thought there might be a thorn in there, so I keep going. Then I pull over, take my jacket off, look at my arm, and it's like coming up in lumps.
So yeah,
and put my jacket's on the bike, so I start like smacking my jacket, and like you say, wasp flies out my jacket.
Oh, I hate wasps.
I haven't been stung by a wasp since I was a little kid, so I've totally forgotten what it felt like.
I hate wasps. It's like, wasps have no purpose.
Well,
really.
Yeah.
It's the bees that have the reason to be here, which is the honey and that,
Well, no, to like save the world.
Yeah. But it's like, wasps are just assholes.
Yeah, but So my arm started swelling up in parts, and it just kept going. Not too bad, but then I got in, I just had a bath, just like a normal bath. I didn't like soak it massively, and totally went away. And now, don't know if you can see, all I've got left from it is like a couple of dots.
Yeah, like that.
No, that was an old one. To fair, that was a scar, but that was one of them. They're literally all gone. So, not bad.
Yeah, I've had it before where I walked from my sister's garden all the way down. She had like a long garden where it was just grass, and then basically I had to go get my socks. I was staying over, so I didn't have any other socks, and I just put them in the wash. She hung them up down there, so I walked down the garden and stood on a bee. And it it stung me in my toe, my big toe.
Oh, right.
And I was like, that was it. Walking back, it was so painful.
That's a bad place to be stung.
Yeah, it was horrible. I was limping. I was like, yo, this is horrible. Like, what the hell? And every time I see wasps or bees near me, I'm just like, get away from me. I do not want to be stung by you.
Other than that, mate, I mean, I've had a few days to myself because Fee's been away for a couple of days, so I've spent a few days, me and the dog, really enjoyed it.
Nice.
Obviously still working, but yeah, always working. That was me. What about you, man? What have you been up to this week?
I've just been, most of the time I usually work.
Oh, yeah.
And I have a few interesting things to say.
Okay, yeah.
It was quite funny. Today, I managed to, when I went in and I was doing the bins, I went to the bin truck, looked at the bin truck, and there was just tree cuttings, like massive tree cuttings, and I was looking at the tree cuttings, and I was like, it was, by the way, in the back of a bin truck, it's an old bin truck, like a 2004.
Okay.
So it was filled to the brim, and I was like, how is this going to go down? Because as soon as the arm lifts and to crush everything in, it's going to push the rest out.
Oh, right.
So I was like, stupid idiot, just stacked it full.
Yeah.
And then I looked at the tree, and I was like, this isn't the tree that we have. Like this, I was looking at the yard, I was like, this isn't one of our trees. I was like, why is someone just using our bin truck for
what
a
the
tree?
Hell? Really? Someone's just dumped a tree in...
Yeah. And then there's half of it's down
dude.
the side of it, and someone dumped a fridge in there. A fridge at the side, so I was like... So I ended up just chucking the fridge in the dust cart. So I was like, "It's really annoying. Get rid of it." And then I found out I shouldn't have, just in case, because there's like gas canisters on them.
That's
pretty like canisters on them and stuff.
That's pretty random, dude.
So yeah. And I almost crushed a bin the other day.
Oh god.
Because it's old, so it's like the two bits that catch the bin are sometimes out of sync.
Oh right.
So like it'll catch one side and then not the other. So as it's lifting in, it'll just drop in.
Oh, right.
And I did it. I accidentally pressed the crush button. I didn't realise it fell.
Dude.
I pressed the crush button. As soon as it lifted up, it went boom, and it like did a bump, and it knocked the bin in.
Mate.
So I had to like hit the emergency stop. I was like, "Yo!" So yeah, that was the highlight of my week, to be honest.
That place sounds pretty wacky, dude.
Yeah, and other than doing my neighbour's garden.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Doing that from time to time.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that and my work's recently put up signs like on the toilet doors and on like a smoking shelter.
Yeah. What for?
For drug and alcohol. It says basically, it says like any we take a zero tolerance policy to any drug use or possession on site.
Right.
And it's just like, that's a bit random. Like I've been there for 2 years and they've never had any signs like that. And
I was going to say,
recently had it, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I asked my boss.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, we've had a few people in the other company that work in the same building as us. That's pretty much the mother company of us.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Who I work for. And yeah, he was like, yeah, there's a few people in there that can't help their drink.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh shit. And I was like, okay. I was like, why the hell will people be drinking before work? Like, it's not worth it. Or even during work. Like, why the hell? I just don't just see the point in that.
Talking of drinking, man.
Yeah. You got your segment.
Perfect segment. Perfect segue into the What Are We Drinking segment. What are we drinking? This week's What Are We Drinking? It's another one of those sort of late night pull over into a petrol station jobs this week. And annoyingly, this time there was literally nothing in the shelves. Well, not literally nothing. There was a few bottles, but it was like, Desperado or just some generic, things that are still nice, like an Amstel or something, but I was looking for something a bit different. And sort of on this like special stand in this petrol station was a beer that I'd never seen before. I sort of glanced it up and down quickly and just grabbed it. Didn't really think any more about it. I sort of picked it up and was like, I've never seen this before.
Yeah.
Buy it. So, ladies and gentlemen, this week's mystery beer is Angelo Peretti.
Peretti. Sounds like tires.
It's definitely like an Italian thing for sure. It's got Italian flag at the top.
Yeah, it has Italian.
Birra Italiana.
Italian hop masters.
Birrifico. Premium lager. Smooth and aromatic. Hops 4, it's got written on it a couple of times. Brewed with 4 hop varieties. Ooh, let's have a look. It doesn't have it on there.
It says secret.
Yeah. It just says 4 hops.
Yeah, and it says barley.
Yeah.
That's it. Just water, barley.
So, it's quite a big bottle. It's a 660. It's officially a chuggable, dude.
It seems like it's origin of 4 hops, and it seems like it says ingredients: water, barley, malt, barley, hops. So what is the ingredients? Just water.
Yeah, it's lager.
Barley, hops.
It's literally all.
Yeah, is that literally it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought it was like more of a secret to where like they're not going to tell you. That's just the generic ingredients.
Sometimes on beers like this, when it says like hops, it's advertising hops. It'll tell you what hops are used in it. There's different names for different ones. That's what I was looking for.
I was just confused because I thought it was like that's the generic like lager ingredients, and then they were like four hops part that says like that they've done themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm saying that. Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh.
It's just saying those are just the ingredients of lager, and it's saying and
oh, okay. I thought it was like this is our 4 ingredients, like advertising 4 hops, and it's literally just them generic, like normal standard.
Anyway, man, let's crack these open. Ooh, that's actually quite nice.
You know what that reminds me of completely?
What?
It's like a smoother Budweiser. Because I don't really like Budweiser, but that's like quite smooth.
It's very smooth,
but it's got the exact same taste as Budweiser.
I definitely get the smooth for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta have another go.
It is quite smooth, yeah.
Damn, I don't know if it's just me, but I think that's delicious.
It's not bad.
I could definitely chug that. I really like that.
Yeah.
It's refreshing. It's fizzy. It's like lagery, but then it's also hoppy. Like obviously,
yeah.
But that satisfies the because I like the more that sort of thing. I really like that.
Yeah, it's actually not that. It's surprisingly not
I
that bad.
would buy that again for sure. Maybe not one of these big bottles.
Yeah, you'd have like a smaller one.
Just because it was expensive.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But a 4-pack of these or something. I think that'd be really good.
I'd buy that as well.
Would you actually buy it?
I actually would, yeah.
Nice. I think we're like straight into ratings. What would you rate it? You said you'd buy it. What would you rate it?
I'll give it a 7. It just loses 3. I'd say 3 for me, just because it reminds me of Budweiser.
Yeah.
But it has its smooth taste to where it sort of has its own. Like the aftertaste, it just seems a bit better. It's not as intense.
Yeah, I get you.
So yeah, I'll give it a 7. What about you?
I'd probably give that at the moment, like a 8.
Nice.
8.5. Well, we don't do points, do we? 8 to 9. I'll say 8. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
really
fair
nice.
rating, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that says fair. That's pretty good.
Well, very impressed with that. Very impressed.
Nice.
Well, that was this week's What Are We Drinking? What are we drinking?
All right, now it's time. It's time for Tomo's.
Oh, yes.
Tomo's segment.
Hell yeah.
Tomo's Impossible Questions.
Tomo's Impossible Questions.
It's a part of the show where I ask you questions about just genuine questions that are really hard to answer, or at least near impossible to answer.
Thought-provoking, make you talk, that sort of thing.
Good talking point.
If you think you know any of these,
let us know in the YouTube comments or comments on Instagram, because we do segments. We'll say segments, posts about certain questions. Really good question. If it's a good question that's worthy, we'll put it on our Instagram. If it's
worthy of going on there on the wall, the blackboard that is Tomo's Impossible Questions,
then we'll post it on there. So you can just leave it in the comments, your answer.
dudewhatpodcast@gmail.com. WUT, you all know by now, pretty much, hopefully.
Yeah, and it's at dudewhatpodcast on Instagram.
Speakpipe.com/dudewhatpodcast. Podcast. Dudewhatpodcast. Send us a voice message with your answer or another question. Anyway, T, go for it, man. Give us a question.
Okay. My first question.
Yeah.
If twins got into a fight, can they call each other ugly? Sort of like the whole, like... If you know when you get into arguments, to say people try and get deep, like they try and insult each other. It's like you completely have to avoid like looks and a lot of things about them because they're your twin. Yeah. So it's like, if you're calling them ugly, you're calling yourself ugly.
I mean, obviously you have to like clarify the sort of twin because
this is like when they're identical.
Yeah.
Not like just normal twins, like my mom and her brother.
Yeah.
So it's like,
well, yeah. I mean,
they're identical twins. Like if they get into a fight, then how would they go about insulting each other?
They would. I mean, obviously they'd have different personalities and stuff.
Yeah, like, but it's like that's the one thing that like a lot of people like to go about people is their looks, and it's like if they're twins, it's hard for them to do that.
Yeah, well, it would.
Yeah, it would be quite.
If there's any twins out there listening,
yeah,
send us a message. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
You got another one for us, T?
Absolutely, man. I got my second question.
Okay.
How can something be new and improved? If it's new, what is it improved on? What is it improving on?
New and improved.
Yeah, you know when you get the whole new and improved, it's like, but if it's new, how is it improved when it's new?
Yeah.
Like, what's it improving from previously? That doesn't really... It seems
weird. It's like it's like if it's new, it's...
Is it like a double entendre?
Not improved.
I'm not sure.
I don't know, man.
It's a big word.
If something's improved, is it implying that it's not new if it's improved? I don't know. You always see that on something that is like the new version of something.
It's new and improved, yeah. But it's like it's not really new if it's already been done. You've just improved it.
They just need to say improved.
Yeah, it's just the improved version.
Drop the new. The product's the same product.
Because it's like only. Well, then again, you could say it's new because it's like brand new.
Yeah, you see it on like cereal boxes and stuff.
Yeah, like the item is like never been bought from other than them, so it's like it's still brand new.
Yeah,
it could be that, but that's quite interesting.
Yeah, I like that, man.
Yeah, so if anyone knows the answer, just let us know.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah, it's going to be quite good. Obviously, we're going to have to, sadly, end it there. I could give you more, but we're going to save that for next episode.
Nice. Nicely done.
Hell yeah. So, hopefully everyone's excited for that. So, anyway, that's been Tomo's Impossible Questions.
Tomo's Impossible Questions! It was good.
Should we...
Yeah, so this week, as I said earlier about the last week's recording where we sounded out of it.
Yeah.
You said it's because we record these so late.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because when you get home, we then watch a film, which takes a while, and then all the setup and everything like that.
Yeah, I usually don't finish work until around like 11:30 to midnight.
To 1
or 1 in the morning. Yeah, it varies.
So sometimes we're recording these quite late. So this time we decided to do another episode in our YouTube shorts, YouTube short films, because not only do we think that you like them, we like to do them, and also they take like maybe 3/4 of the time. They still take a while, but they take less time for us to like record. So that is a plus for us as well at the moment, because obviously we're recording this pretty late.
Yeah.
So let's get straight into it, man. The first one we watched, we just searched short films. We were scrolling for a little bit because we've obviously done a few episodes of these now, and it's coming up with all the ones that we've already seen.
Yeah.
Or it's recommending
ones that are quite
similar,
Yeah, or really long.
Yeah.
Even though it's called short films.
Well, I mean, a short film can be long, but
yeah, but it's like not the length we want.
Yeah. So we were scrolling for a while, and Tomo was like, "Oh, what's this?" I don't know if you saw the thumbnail, which was like an animated picture, or you read the title
of like a god-looking figure. Like it sort of looks like the generic god, but animated.
But then we saw the title, which was, and get this, it was God tries to create Earth, but he can't get a break from the kids. / Tales from the Multiverse.
Quite a long title.
Yeah.
You did see quite a lot of that though. Really long title. It's like they just whacked the whole script into the description, into the title.
By a filmmaker channel called Omeletto.
Yeah.
Omelito.
So there was a lot of recommended of theirs.
Yeah. So we thought, whatever, we'll watch it.
Yeah.
It's 2021. It's 7 minutes and 3 seconds long. It's animated, obviously, like we said. It starts off and it's an animated God booting up his old school computer.
Yeah, he's on editing, not editing. It's just an architect. Yeah, it's like drawing, cinema 4D.
It's like a program where he's basically just drawing an Earth, drawing people, and dropping them onto this Earth, like it's a game. Yeah,
it's cool. It literally says Adam, Eve, trees, plants. It's different, basically it's set out.
It
designed to design what Earth.
It then, because his kids, which appear to be a baby Jesus and baby devil, start fighting, he has to look away from his computer.
And then he goes to hits generate on the thing to basically bring it to life.
Yeah, to trial it.
Yeah.
As that happens, it zooms in and it's sort of caveman times on this Earth that he's created.
Dinosaurs everywhere.
With the dinosaurs. You're introduced to a character who is a lonely caveman.
Yeah, he's just sat there. It's he just sort of reminds me somewhat of a Squidward type character, where he's keeping to himself. He's quite. He just seems a bit down, to be honest.
Yeah, all of his friends have got dinosaurs, and he doesn't have one.
I was about to say that's literally what I called it when I saw it. I was like, he doesn't have a dinosaur. Yeah. He's gonna get a dinosaur.
Meanwhile, and this was what I didn't get about the film at all, is it cuts to a caveman in space getting hit by a spaceship, and the spaceship is basically just flying through different areas or something.
Yeah, it just keeps flying.
But
straight.
This is then intercut throughout the story of the caveman, which continues. Oh, there was a bit, I'm just reading the notes, there was a bit when the spaceship crashed into Earth to hit the caveman, I think, and it hit a volcano, and you were like,
it looks like a butt.
Yeah.
Literally, it's funny.
The way the animation was, yeah. From when it's cutting from this weird interdimensional plane thing going on, cuts back to the caveman, and he's now, by chance, got himself a baby dinosaur that he's taking on walks.
Yeah, it was
that
egg that became
flying through his window.
Yeah, where it came flying down is the pipe that was in his house, and it landed on his table, knocked his bowl off.
I was going to say though that this is obviously animated, but what did you think of the animation? Because I'll be honest, I really didn't like it.
No, I thought it was quite off-putting. It was weird.
It was this weird sort of animation where everyone was almost two-dimensional, but 3D at the same time.
Yeah, when they blink or something, there was certain characters their eyes would go flat, and it was so weird.
Both of their eyes were on one side of their head, almost like Peppa Pig style.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't like it very much.
Yeah, and then when they blink, it goes their eyes go 3D, to where you see it go flat, and it's what the hell?
Meanwhile, on our Earth planet with the dinosaur guy, his dinosaur has now become huge, and it's basically eating all of the other cavemen.
Yeah, everyone around.
It's doing that. It's cut into this weird space thing, which at this point is getting on my nerves.
Yeah, it's pretty weird because it just keeps quick cutting to it.
I still don't get that, and it gets really trippy at one point, loads of different flashing lights.
Oh yeah, that's when before that they're going through the stars, and there's literal stars,
weird cube dimension,
and then it's
stuff.
Cube dimension. They all start turning into block things. What the hell?
This then cuts back to God, who looks over, sees that
there's a warning on his
it's
computer.
Going to hell. Basically, he leans over. Because he's dealing with his kids, he leans over and he clicks.
Restart.
Restart. And you just see the little animation of everything wipe away. And then he clicks on Eve or something.
And drags him down.
Goes to start again. And the film ends.
Did he just kill a load of people?
Yeah.
A load of cavemen? He literally just killed a load of
the
dinosaurs and people.
The simulation was obviously real. Those things were alive.
Yeah.
It was full on.
That's really strange.
Yeah. I thought that this was pretty good.
Well, I actually didn't mind it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just with the space bit, they didn't explain it.
They didn't explain it, dude.
Hell no.
They did not explain it. Actually,
it's confusing.
I'm going to be more more honest. I didn't like this. Yeah, I didn't like this very much. I didn't like the animation. I didn't really like I don't know, man. I just straight up didn't really like this. I didn't really think it was very funny, or I didn't like the intercutting, the spaceship thing. Nah.
See, I'd like this if it was done better, but as in, like, by that I mean the story they did was okay, but it's like how they did all the scenes and everything, it was just really choppy, and I'm confused. Like with like the space scene, and it's just like, if that was the same animation but with a different story, it would be great.
I'm not into it. What are you giving it?
I'm gonna give it like a 4.
Oh, okay. I thought you'd give it more than that.
Nah, it's not great. Yeah, I honestly think I'm just gonna give it a 4. It's
Fair.
not that great, but
I'll give it a 3. I think I'll give it a 3, and I've said why I don't like it. Let's go on to the next one. The next one, we typed in action short film, and scrolling for a while because we've seen a lot of these,
and a lot of them just didn't seem interesting.
We stopped when we saw a thumbnail of a plane with like a big parachute thing behind it, and we just thought, yeah, let's go for it. This film was called The Ocean Maker by Lucas Martelli. It's 2018, and it's on a YouTube channel called Dust. As always with these YouTube shorts, we will slap all the links below so you can check these films out for yourself. We massively recommend that you check them all out.
Yeah, obviously.
And we appreciate all of these, even if we say that they are, we don't personally like them.
Yeah, well, obviously we don't personally like them, but obviously they have an audience.
Yeah. So this film starts out, and you're straight away shown like the setting, which is a full-on Mad Max dried up.
Yeah, I had the Mad Max feeling.
Yeah, definitely. Like a dried up seabed wasteland with like submarines and shipwrecks.
They're all like dust and covered in sand.
Exactly. Then like a plane flies in, doesn't it? And it's
got like 4 engines, and that's the one thing that instantly caught my eye, really, was the fact that they had 4 engines on it, like quite a small plane as well.
Yeah, it was all sort of like bodged together as well, wasn't it? But I think that, obviously we found out like that was the style of it later when more planes and things come in. However, I don't know about you, but when I clicked on this to watch it, I thought, and we haven't mentioned this yet, but I thought that it was going to be live action. I thought that it looked live action.
Yeah, it looked real.
And then, like, all the landscapes look good, and then the camera cuts like into the plane, and you're introduced to the pilot, who is a CGI character.
Yeah.
And I got to say, that totally threw me.
Yeah, that was quite
cool. I didn't like that. And then straight away though, you cut back to the environments, and you can see that they're CG.
Yeah, you can see it's all not real.
So I mean, that was good, I guess, because they did that really well. For a short film, it's 9 minutes 28 seconds. For a short film, they did that really well.
Oh yeah.
The concept though is like they need water, don't they?
Yeah, it's because obviously everything's dried up. It's weird because at the beginning it was like a cloud appeared. Obviously after like the airplane appeared, the cloud appeared, and then she was flying towards a cloud or something. And then these other planes come out of nowhere, start trying to shoot her, and then they fly through the clouds, and then they collect water on the back through these like big
parachute things. They're collecting the water, and it's going into
from the clouds.
It's going into the jugs,
filling up water. So water is obviously scarce. It's like the need.
I don't understand though I don't understand what she's doing there, because it's not obvious what she's doing. She's just flying around. She doesn't have any
out innocent people trying to collect water.
Yeah, she doesn't have any parachutes or anything, so she's not collecting water. So what is she doing?
She just has no reason to be there.
It turns into this massive like dogfight for ages, and at this point, I got to say, I'm losing interest.
Yeah.
It's just planes flying around and stuff. Some really good camera angles though. Some really good shots.
Oh yeah.
Considering it was CG,
Yeah.
Shots of like a camera fixed on a plane wing that's then barrel rolling or something, and you're zipping around with it. Really cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of good shots.
But yeah, I think I was pretty out of it until actually that one point where, after this dogfight sort of coming to an end, this massive it's like a converted
12 engine like Boeing 737.
Yeah, it's like one of those that's been obviously like Mad Maxed.
Yeah, turrets on the top
and it comes through with this big, massive parachute behind it, and basically grabs the whole cloud. It then becomes our main character in her little plane attacking this massive plane.
Also, there's one thing that I didn't get about this.
What?
What the hell was she using when she kept hitting that switch and then releasing that green gas thing that comes out the bottom?
No idea, dude.
Like, they didn't explain it.
No idea.
Like, there's no reason why that happened.
No clue what that stuff is.
Was it to contaminate their water?
I think. Well, I thought that it might be like something that makes clouds grow and make them like turn into a thunderstorm kind of thing. But anyway, our main character has a dogfight now with this massive plane. Ends up getting shot pretty bad and falling out the sky, managing to rescue at the last minute, and she's basically down and out. She realizes she can't do anything,
but she's still flying.
So she like nosedives this big plane.
Oh, it's like she wasn't. I don't know if she was intentionally going for the plane, but there was a cloud between them two, so it was really thick. You couldn't see through it.
I think she was.
Like I think she was, but yeah, it's like, but I don't get how she like saw it. Because it was like on the other side, and then it like flew into each other.
They flew into each other, and it's almost like the explosion combined with whatever she was doing with the clouds made this massive thunderstorm.
One thing that confused me the most, when they blew up, how long did it take? We didn't even see any debris fall down.
Yeah,
so
I thought that.
What's the debris?
I thought that totally.
Because it's like a massive plane.
Yeah, I guess they just left that.
It then not animate.
It then cuts to like loads of shots of the same sort of shots we saw of the locations, but it's pouring with rain, and then the title comes up, which is The Ocean Maker credits. What did you think, man?
Animation was pretty cool. It did throw me off at the beginning when it was like when it was revealed. CG, when it revealed it was CG, it was just like, whoa, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. Should we give it our ratings?
Yeah, give you a rating.
6.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 6.
Yeah, pretty good.
What about you?
I would probably say.
I'm not giving my reasoning. I'll say the only reason I'm giving is because it's just I like the animation. It threw me off.
Yeah.
And it's like it's one of that's where it's like it was pretty cool, but it wasn't that great. Like, you know what I mean?
I'd probably give it a 4.
Yeah.
I didn't. It
threw you off in a bad way.
I think it was good, but I wasn't into it.
Yeah.
And at this point, I was thinking, oh, mate, this is 2 for 2 that I didn't like. Like, yeah. I hope we find a good one. Not that these aren't good, but I hope we find one that I actually really like. Because I wanted it to be like the full live action thing. I thought it was so cool, but
yeah, actual dogfight.
Yeah. Anyway, the third film we watched. As always, we threw a Western in here.
Oh, this one was interesting.
It's got to be done. We've got to watch a Western.
And it was a Western comedy.
Yeah, we went for a Western comedy because of...
the last episode.
Yeah.
Our last YouTube Shorts. It
with
was so funny.
The Gunfighter, which we, please let us know what you think of that, because that was great. So, yeah, we went for a Western comedy to try and see if we could find something like that.
Get that same feel again.
Yeah. This film is 5 minutes 52 seconds long. It's by Joel Garman, 2020. It's called Two Guns and a Funeral. It opens literally with a couple of cowboys who are stood around a grave, just
they're stood there mourning their friend.
For a funeral. There's like a guitar soundtrack playing in the background.
That was quite humorous.
And then the camera cuts, and it's like one of the guys playing guitar.
Yeah.
And it's cutting back to the other guy, and he's like, "What the hell's going on?" That's pretty. That's pretty common slapstick.
Yeah, because at the beginning, I forgot that like it was a full-on funeral. So I thought it was like weird that he was walking through a desert and there's just a guy like. With a guitar. It's like, what the hell?
Straight away you're introduced to the sort of comedy of the film, which is definitely like a slapsticky sort of thing without any of the physical of slapstick. It definitely gave an amateur vibe to me. I don't know whether the guys, I don't know if it was New Zealand or somewhere like where these guys were from.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But it felt fairly amateur. It was like a lot of different typical slapstick gag sort of things.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and not really gags like pies to the face or anything like that, but just felt like everything you'd sort of seen before. There was one bit. Yeah, there was one bit where they were like, Jewel. Do you remember?
Yeah, Jewel.
And I just thought, is that supposed to be funny? Sorry if that's harsh. I'm sorry if that's harsh, but
I think it was.
Anyway, in terms of the story, turns out that the guy they are mourning who has died is actually like the leader of their gang. There's only 2 other guys.
So there's like 3 in total,
and the one guy says, "Oh, I'm the ex. The dead guy said that I'm the new leader of the gang, and I get everything he had." And the other guy's sort of saying, "What? Like he wouldn't do that."
Oh, because it's like as he's talking about it, the scenes come up, like
random
scenes of
flashback,
him fighting the guy who's in the ground, who's buried. Like he's like fighting him, and then he knocks him out. He gets knocked out, and then he knocks him out with a shovel.
Yeah, he's the reason why he's in the ground, basically. But as these guys are dueling, this guy who you thought was dead, the leader, pops up, shoots them both. They both go down, and they both like crawling for a gun, aren't they?
Yeah, the one thing that was quite interesting was when he was on. They were as they're about to duel. He was on the right side of them, like in his grave, and he lifted up and he shot them, and then the bullet hole on them was in their stomach.
Yeah, it was all fairly amateur like that.
That was really weird. Why it wasn't on the side or anything.
There was quite a lot of weird cuts where it was supposed to be like a match on. So it's called a match on action, I think, where there's a shot of someone going for something to pick it up, then it's a shot of them actually picking it up. It's 2 separate shots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's called a match on action or something like that. But those were pretty far out, so there was like big jumps in time. It was just weird, like they'd be on the floor and then reaching for a gun. They end up both killing the ex-leader. The ex-leader. They kill the leader of the gang for real this time.
Yeah.
And they both high five, and the film ends.
And it's like that's it. It's like so they were basically working. Originally, it was like he got accused of killing the guy, which he did. He knocked him out.
Yeah.
And then they tried to duel to then kill each other to see who would be the leader.
Yeah.
And then they worked together to kill the leader that wasn't dead, and then they like high-fived each other.
Presumably, they both bled out there and then.
I was going to say, I thought that like he was going to like turn the gun and kill one of them was going to kill each other.
Yeah, same. I thought one was going to betray the other one.
But no.
Credits come up and
that's it.
Yeah, like you said, is this the shortest one so far that we've seen?
I think so.
5 minutes 52. So what are you going to give it, bro? Give it your rating.
I'm going to give it a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like funny western, but then it's like the generic, typical humor.
Yeah.
The typical comedy. So it's like, that's why I'm in the middle with it.
Not to be harsh, but I think 5 is more than it deserves.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am going to give this a 2.
Yeah.
I thought that, I'm sorry, Joel Garman, I really didn't like this. I don't know if I don't know if bad like that was what you were going for. I know that some sort of films are made to be like that. I don't know if it was supposed to, but I just thought it was bad. It wasn't really funny.
Yeah.
It was just a bit weird and a bit amateur, but fair play for making it so we can watch it. You know?
Yeah. It was pretty good.
So,
I don't...
2. No, not pretty good. Pretty crap.
Yeah.
Pretty crap. The last one we watched was a bit of a weird one, wasn't it, dude?
Yeah, it was.
It was The Elevator by Greg Gelena?
Gillette? Yeah, Gelena.
2020, 3 minutes 37. This is actually the shortest one.
Yeah. This was my choice because we
was.
went past and it was like, I like this type of humor, but it's like, I thought it was just gonna be, well, it was a bit awkward, like elevator typical.
Yeah, it was way more weird than it was awkward, wasn't it?
The story, I didn't expect the story to be like that.
So, well, what the story is basically just a young guy gets into I say young guy, probably like 30.
Middle-aged-ish.
Gets into a lift, an elevator, as the Americans say.
Yeah.
He gets into a lift and, as he's going up floor by floor. More and more people are getting into this lift. More and more people.
And we've noticed that a lot of them are big people.
Yeah, like it's fair to say some of them fairly, overweight.
Yeah.
But more and more people keep getting in, and our character starts getting a bit concerned to the point where he's like eyeing up everybody.
His phone out,
yeah,
and then eyes up everyone to calculate their weight roughly.
Yeah, eyeing up everybody's weight to sort of see if it's over limit. While he's doing this really horrible elevator music
is terrible
playing, and it's loud. I don't know if we had the volume up loads, but
it was
way too loud. So I think the lift gets down to the bottom floor, or it gets to one floor, and
it goes to like the 5th floor.
Yeah.
And then you start hearing, because he obviously, after he's done his calculations, he looks at the weight limit sign, and he's like realizes
and nobody cares. That's the thing as well.
And then it like goes from 5th floor, and then it goes like creaks, and then it drops to the 2nd floor. No one jolts or anything. No one moves at all.
Yeah, that's what made it weird.
And then it just carried on normally, and I'm just like, this is so weird.
Yeah, very strange, because it made it weird, but nothing else made it weird. There was no eerie music or anything. No. It was just.
And then it was like just after that, where as they went up onto the 5th, I think it's like the 7th floor, the doors open, and then this like skinnier guy was about to get into the lift, and he was like, "Oh no, I'm not going to get in. There's too many people."
Yeah.
And then there's this like much bigger guy than everyone else in there. He starts walking towards the doors, and then the guy's just like, "Oh hell no, I'm getting out of here."
Yeah, pushes his way out, doesn't he?
Yeah,
pushes his way off. Gets out, and he's like blows a sigh of relief.
Yeah.
Pushes the elevator button to catch another one. One turns up, opens up, and there's probably about 6 people in there.
Yeah.
And he sort of looks at them.
They're not, and there's no no one overweight in there, so he's like.
They're fair to say they're skinny people.
He did another sigh of relief where it's like, isn't the skinnier people?
So he goes in there, stands. I mean, nobody's talking or anything. Nobody looks at him.
He stands like he's slightly smug.
Yeah, he's at ease. Yeah, he stands there, and as soon as the doors close and it starts moving, they all start coughing their guts up, sneezing all over the place. And one bit, we fully cracked up. We had to rewatch it a couple of times.
It was like a nasal explosion.
Someone sneezes or something.
Yeah, really loudly.
And then it just cuts to a shot of like
the back of his hair,
slime hitting the back of this guy's head, like a proper close up. Oh, so gross.
It was disgusting. It was literally just like someone just threw a load of crap on his back of his head, and it just like
our character
made a horrible noise.
Our character starts lifting up his shirt to try and
cover his face,
and he's like dodging to avoid all the coughs and stuff, and people are just going for it, coughing. It stops at a certain floor. And everyone starts walking off, and as they're walking off, they're all just still coughing their guts.
They're coughing in his direction, and I'm just like, bro, why is everyone such assholes in that lift? They're all just intentionally coughing all over him. And
I gotta say, man, so I mean, then the film ends.
No, it was and obviously the whole end of it was when everyone was coughing.
Yeah,
it was for a swine flu treatment center.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And they were all getting treated for swine flu, and he was just looked at that and he was like, oh, and then it ends.
And then it ends. I gotta say, man, this one turned it around for me.
Yeah.
This one was definitely my favourite one.
Yeah, this one was for me, the only bit that made it great was the sneeze in the hair. That was absolutely hilarious.
I found that really funny.
Yeah, I found it more humorous than I should have.
It was shot it wasn't amazingly shot. It was literally just
generic
cameras. Well, it was cameras in a lift.
Yeah, I mean, it was mostly just a straight one camera looking straight, wasn't it?
Yeah,
and then one out, one in and out, one in the lift, one out the lift.
Maybe 2 cameras in the lift. That was it. I mean, there's not much you can do, but just the humor of it got me. I really liked it. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was great.
What's your rating, dude? Give it a rating.
I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna be fair. I'll give it a 7.
No way! I was gonna say a 7.
Yeah. It's quite a fair number, where it's not amazing.
Yeah.
But it was humorous enough to give it some good more points.
To me, it was amazing because it was the best one out of all of them. You know what I mean?
but it doesn't obviously get the whole higher rating because that's reserved.
That's what I meant to say, because the other ones were so bad.
Yeah.
And this one was
redeeming.
Good. It made this one amazing.
Yeah. Because you were waiting for that one, totally that good one, and then 3 were terrible, and then this one hit you.
So 7, man.
Yeah.
Me 7 too. I think we sort of did like a double rating there because I think we felt like it was pretty much the same. Well, as always, we do 4 films, and we've done 4 films.
Yeah.
We've come to the end of this episode. Let us know what you think of these YouTube shorts. Obviously, we've been doing them for ages now. This is, I don't know what week this is at the moment, what part this is, rather. So if you don't like them, you need to let us know so we don't keep doing them, basically.
Yeah.
Because they're probably... Well, the films are my favourite to do, but then it's YouTube. For sure.
I enjoy the YouTube shorts because they're much more... There's more variety.
Compact.
Because it's not just the same watching one film. With these films, it's like... There's multiple things in one
episode. I do enjoy watching a film, especially when we get some guests on.
Yeah, that is true. We need more of that.
I re-listened to an episode the other day, and it was the one with Stevie on it.
Oh, yeah.
And I loved that episode, man. It was so cool to hang out with him again.
Yeah.
Great, you drinking a shot of Jack Daniels and stuff. God. It's so good. You can find us on Instagram at DudeWhatPodcast. Send us an email... dudewhatpodcast@gmail.com.
You can also check us out on Instagram at dudewhatpodcast. You can check us out on YouTube, Dude What Podcast.
Yes, you can. Speakpipe.com/dudewhatpodcast.
God damn it.
Speakpipe.com/dudewhatpodcast. Send us a voice message.
Yep.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah. Not Nike sponsored or anything.
Hell no. Hashtag no sponsor.
Yeah. Hashtag if someone wants to sponsor.
I mean, that's a good segment to... This is our sponsor segment.
I'll promote your weird tea or something.
Anything?
Some sort of weird cushion or some shit. I'll pretend I need it.
I mean, there's a limit. I got my limits.
We hope, as the dude says at the end of this, we hope you enjoyed this episode.
Yeah, and we appreciate a lot of the support.
Yeah, we really do. Means a lot to us.
Like any comments, a great comment.
Yeah. Well, I think that's been another episode of Dude What Podcast, bro.
Hell yeah, man.
My name's been Harry Dowling,
and I've been Tomo,
and this has been Dude What Podcast. Dude what?
We hope you enjoyed this episode. You can visit our Instagram account at Dude What Podcast. That's DUDEWUT Podcast. And you can also email us at dudewhatpodcast@gmail.com. That's DUDEWUT Podcast@gmail.com. See you next time. Dude, what?